We interrupt this wonderful episode for a short word from our shoot sponsors. Check out Slowpoke Toys to see an ever-expanding collection of toys and collectibles. Treat yourself and get something for you. Need to get a gift for a special somebody, a buddy, a friend, a loved one, a coworker? It doesn't matter. Visit slowpoketoys.com, the manufacturer of toys and collectibles you never knew you needed.
You so freaking bad. Wrestle me.
Welcome everybody to Juice Pro Wrestling episode 204. Clenched Fierce with the one, the only, the motherfucking dirty daddy himself, Chris Dickinson.
Oh my God!
Chris, brother, how the fuck are you tonight, man?
I'm incredible now that I've heard that. That was intense. That was some introduction. You should give yourself a hand.
A hand job, maybe, later, but that's for another time.
Well, I'm doing pretty good, honestly. I'm doing good. I just came from the gym, had myself a little workout. I'm just playing a lot of drums today, actually. I know we're here to talk about music, right?
Yeah, music. That's the main focus. See, our show, we want to be a little bit different. People expect us to talk a whole bunch of shit about wrestling. Fuck all that, man. You do that shit enough. Why talk about that? Let's talk about fucking getting the pump because, right, like Arnold said, it's better than coming.
Definitely got a pretty good pump tonight. I got a pretty good pump. I'm always after the pump for sure. I'm always after. That's kind of like how I train. I'm more of like a high volume, high reps type of guy. Try to get the blood flow. Try to train for that fullness and that feeling. Definitely kind of the Arnold influence is strong in my world, as for sure. I don't know if you've seen my gym where I train at, Pump and Iron Gym, Staten Island, New York. It's definitely a little slice of Arnold's paradise, I guess you could say.
Fuck yeah, the Iron Paradise, man, dude. I told these guys a couple weeks ago. I was sitting my 2-year-old a couple weekends ago and like pumping irons on YouTube. I fucking watched it like 2 times. Man. Like that weekend, I can't get over it. Arnold smoking the joint. Fucking, I'm a sucker, dude. I'm a huge comic fan. I was a huge wrestling fan growing up. I like a great physique, brother. You're rocking it. You're fucking. You got the bulk. You got the. You're ripped up like shredded wheat. You catch that one?
You guys see the shoulder right there?
What's that? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, hell yes. Totos. Brother, you game at all?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yep. But I'm more or less old school. I'm more old school games. Honestly, I only played one like multiplayer online game and like I guess you can say new gen, and I played it like religiously for like 3 years, obsessively. It was too much. Took up too much of my time. That Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I got it. Dude, I also got the Evil Dead one. And we got a Killer Clowns.
I played it so much, so many hours a day, some days, like nonstop. And other than that, as far as like the newer generation PlayStation 4 type shit, I'm more like regular Nintendo, NES, Famicom, Super Famicom, Sega Genesis. I played Sega Genesis last night with my friend. He came over. We were playing this old boxing game, Greatest Heavyweights of Boxing. I mean, it's like it was the sequel to Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like the game Greatest Heavyweights. It's called. It's like the best boxing game you could ever fucking play. It's just such a good, just downright brawler fighting game. And it's like it gets so competitive and so much fun. I was playing that last night. I play like a lot of old games. So I'm more old. I got like right here. I'm looking at my living room setup. I have a Japanese Sega Saturn, the white one.
Nice.
And right that I have thing called the Classic HQ. It doesn't emulate the games. It actually plays the cartridges like legitimately as if it was like a real Famicom or Nintendo or Super Nintendo. It's like a Super Nintendo and a Famicom mixed in one machine. And it's like hooks. It has it's HD right to your TV. Their newer HD TV. That thing works great. I have a PS4. Then I have Nintendo 64. So my Nintendo 64 stays set up. I play the old Japanese wrestling games with my friends.
Yes.
So.
Dude, there's still a great time. It's cool you're in the retro shit. The reason I ask is, you brought up, you showed a shredder. Have you had it? I just picked up that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Cowabunga collection.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck, dude. It's like 13 or 16 games from the Super NES, Sega days.
I remember playing the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. I borrowed it from a friend because I had the first one. I had the one, but I never had the second one. A friend of mine from school, from grammar school, let me borrow it. And I remember I had I had an older brother and sister, so we had like 2 Nintendos. So when I got older, I had like 2 Nintendos. I brought one Nintendo in my grandparents' house, in my grandparents' kitchen, and I would because I would go there after school. Sometimes I play the Nintendo in there. And I remember the first time playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the arcade game for NES. On that, I was like fucking blown away. It's a classic.
It's great. I still got that. I got that and Friday the 13th on Nintendo.
I love Friday the 13th. People used to try to shit on that game. Like that game's actually really good.
Yeah, it's way better than the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street game.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh God.
Just that song over and over again.
Oh, yikes.
That one's fucking kind of boring.
Dude, have you had a chance to play Shredder's Revenge?
Yes.
Have you seen that?
No, but I heard a ton about it. I heard it was fucking awesome.
Bodie's all up on that.
Amazing. I already been through it twice with 2 different characters.
That's
It's
cool.
awesome, man. It's a throwback to the old arcade game. A little bit more updated. You can play a Shredder or a Splinter and Casey Jones.
Kind of like that new Streets of Rage that came out.
I got that. Yeah. That's great too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, my favorite over the years, I love all those beat 'em up games. My favorite one became because I went through and I played I went through River City Ransom.
Yes.
Started realizing like River City Ransom was part of this huge series in Japan called Kunio-kun, and it's like this whole series of beat 'em ups, and they're like beat 'em ups and RPGs mixed, and there's like the volleyball one, there's the World Cup one, there's the one with like all the different kind of like Olympic games and street games and all that stuff, and then there's like the continuation of Kunio-kun story where all the beat 'em up games, but River City Ransom, that one for Nintendo, that is like, I think that may be my favorite beat 'em up ever. Could be.
Really? That's a good
game's
selection.
so fun.
Time into it. You have to put so much time into it leveling up.
Mhm.
The whole aspect of like kind of like RPG leveling up, and you have to beat dudes up, collect the money, and then go buy the spells to learn the new skills, and you got to like buy the different foods, which foods are the best that gives you the most, raise your this stat and that stat in order to like which way you're going to go to try to go bulk your guy up the fastest or move up the fastest. And it's like you got to put in a lot of time in that one. And I just got my girlfriend bought me a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, and they got like the packs where you could just get all the Nintendo games, the same games. They got River City Ransom in there, so I haven't started a new file yet in that one, but I'm sure I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome that they bring all that old shit back, and they do a lot of it on all the consoles nowadays. And unfortunately, Switch they kind of get exclusive access to a lot more than Nintendo ones. But
well, yes, Nintendo. But
I got Zombies Ate My Neighbors, dude.
Oh yeah, that game. I used to love that game. I had that one for Sega Genesis.
Yeah, so great, but so fucking hard, dude. Like even with a Game Genie,
1,000 levels or something, right?
Yeah, it's like it's 70 or something like that. I can't remember. And there's like
that one song, like
dude, probably one of the greatest soundtracks to any fucking video game. Period, dude. I'll put that out there.
That game is pretty sick, though.
Yeah, who'd have thought George Lucas? It was a LucasArts game.
I'm sure he had no clue what the fuck.
Just put my name on it.
He doesn't have a fucking clue. But Dude, let's get into some fucking music talk now, man, because I want to throw this out there, and you threw me for a fucking loop. Like I said, me and Bodie both been playing fucking death metal grindcore for the past 2 decades, man. I turn on like some New Japan shit, and I see homeboy Chris Dickinson wearing a Once Upon the Cross t-shirt. Dude, I'm what's that?
I love that shirt.
Dude, it's the best. It's one of my favorite albums. I just saw Deicide play Legion in its entirety a couple weeks ago in Chicago. And holy fuck, man, it took me a week to recover from that fucking show, man. The hangover was severe.
How's Glenn's voice?
Dude, he was great, man.
You know, years ago, I did this interview with Cage Match, and I lied about what my real name was. And they asked me what my real name was. I said my name was Glenn Danzig. And go like on Cage Match, I'm pretty sure it may still say my name is Glenn Danzig. And I've had like people be like, "Oh, I didn't know your name was Glenn." I just don't.
That's how out of touch motherfuckers are, dude. Yeah. Speaking of Danzig, I saw him a few months ago solo in Cincinnati.
Oh no, what am I saying? Fucking Glenn Danzig. I'm sorry, bro. Little, dude, Glenn Benton. I said my name was Glenn Benton. Yeah, we're talking about Deicide. Yeah, I didn't like the Misfits that much, honestly. But I did meet Glenn Danzig one time, and he was a really, really nice guy.
Really? Well, he's a big wrestling fan.
He is. He came to a wrestling show that I was on, and then he was backstage. Like, I just came back from my match, and there was Glenn Danzig just hanging out. Oh. And then we went to the Rainbow Room together.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
was Lemmy still alive? Was he hanging out?
No, but that Lemmy statue is there.
Yeah.
And Glenn's a friend of Josh Barnett. So and they all live in LA. So Glenn was just hanging out after a GCW show in LA. It was fucking surreal, honestly. It was like, Glenn Danzig's over there. But no, I told them my name was Glenn Benton. Obviously, if you want to ask me who I think the cooler Glenn is, Glenn Benton, come on.
All right. Man, that's hard to argue, man. I love Danzig, and I'm a huge Misfits fan. I was just at Riot Fest this past weekend. Misfits fucking destroyed. Bad Religion.
It's like the original lineup of the Misfits with Dave Lombardo on drums, right?
Yes.
That's
yes. Dude, the first time I never thought, and this is the third time I've seen OG Misfits since they came back, because we never thought it would happen. And Dave Lombardo playing drums. I got to see fucking Brain Eaters live for the first fucking time, dude. Like, they haven't played that song in like 40 fucking years together, you know?
I didn't, like I said, I don't follow anything Misfits really. Like, I'm not really a huge fan or anything, but I saw a picture of like a drum set that looked like it would have been Dave Lombardo's, like all slimmed down with like one tom up top, one on the bottom, and like all pasty rudes everywhere. And I saw a picture on Instagram. I clicked on it. It was Dave Lombardo's, and it was like, this is the Misfits setup. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's a Misfits thing going on with Dave Lombardo on drums. Like, I mean, I thought like when Dave Lombardo was drumming in Suicidal Tendencies, how cool is that?
Oh yeah, dude, I love Suicidal. I just got to join the Army Dixon flannel. I don't know if you're familiar with their products, but dude, they have the best fucking flannels around. They're always collabing with like Suicidal, Misfits, Slayer. I got the Slayer one too. It's fucking awesome.
I saw Suicidal Tendencies a while ago, and it was one of the fucking most intoxicated events of my entire existence. That night was probably the most intoxicated I ever was in my entire life. I don't know why. I saved it for Suicidal Tendencies, but it did, and it was fucking wild. It was that had to be like literally maybe 15, maybe 16, 17 years ago or something like that. I'm a little old, but
dude, hey, brother, we're all older than you.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Chris.
What's funny is I think about seeing a band like that then, right? Or I think about when I first started going to shows, like the first time I saw Slayer was like 2003. Or the first time I saw Iron Maiden may have been like 2002. That was like, Iron Maiden was an old band then. They were like in the resurgence of their comeback with Bruce Dickinson. You know what I mean? But they were already a fucking old band that was technically kind of like older than dirt, you know. And a lot of those other bands were old as shit too. And I remember seeing them then and thinking like, I wish like I would have saw them fucking 1990 or whatever the fuck. Like I saw Megadeth in 2003, but it wasn't Megadeth. It was like Dave Mustaine, the Drover brothers, maybe the guy Chris Broderick, or like James Lamenzo, like Junior wasn't even on the fucking show. It's like, dude, I watched the video today, and there's like nothing, no disrespect to any of the musicians. They're so much better than I am. The guys who play in like Megadeth now, like the drummer in Megadeth, he's like so fucking sick. I think it's Dirk. I don't know his last name, Dirk Somethingovich or Nowinski or something like that.
Dirk Nowinski.
Yeah, right. He's a drummer. He's a drummer in Soilwork. He's just a sick drummer, bro. If you get a gig, for fucking sick drummer. But you know, the guitar player, I guess his name's like Kiko Loreno or something. They opened up the show with Hangar 18, and it was a video of like somebody in the crowd, like with their fucking iPhone, you know, this fucking sick new iPhone that has a good record camera on it or whatever. And they're recording Hangar 18. And I watched like the whole thing, and I was like, I'm gonna go back. There's like all those videos on YouTube. It's like From the Vault, Megadeth Live 1990, and it'll be like all like kind of like
Marty Friedman.
Okay, Marty Friedman and Nick Menzel line up Megadeth. So I went back and watched that particular show. I know the exact show I wanted to go see because I remember the camera angle. It was kind of almost in the exact same place like where this guy was in the show in 2022. And I was like, this is a video ripped from VHS quality, but I want to listen to this because you can hear Marty Friedman really, really good. This fucking video from 1990 ripped from a VHS on YouTube sounds fucking way better than Megadeth on the iPhone now. Like, it doesn't even like Marty Friedman's incomparable. Like, it's incomparable. Like the guy from Megadeth, like I said, that guy Kiko Lorelio or what, Loreno, his name, he is incredible. I'm sure to even get that gig, I mean, you have to be an insane guitar player. But like, dude, the comparison of the way it sounds versus the way Marty Friedman was sounding in 1990, like just playing the rhythm parts too, is like it's like night and day. And the drums and Nick Menza and the way that like he is just the pace is being pushed and like there is this beat in the music. It's just fucking Megadeth was on a whole other level in like 1990.
Yeah,
you know? So,
exactly.
It's a little my little story today about Megadeth.
A lot of those bands were, dude, and you know, you bring up Suicidal, dude, like Mike Muir, like there's like I think like three guys that really like my stage shit and kind of how like growing up as a kid for me there was like the three tough motherfuckers in punk rock heavy metal for me were like Danzig, Henry Rollins, and Mike Muir. And it's like, you know, a lot of my style, like how I dress, like, dude, I'll get the fucking Suicidal bandana going, the tall socks, you know, the Dickies.
All that, man. I was all about that life when I was a teenager. I know. I'm playing just started playing in a band with two dudes who are like kind of more hardcore scene guys. And, you know, I'm kind of bringing more of the thrash metal side into it, I guess. But I'm playing drums. There's a guitar player. There's a bass player. And one thing's for sure is everybody really likes Suicidal Tendencies, you know. Suicidal Tendencies is like one of my all-time favorites. So.
Fuck yeah, dude. Psycho Michael. How can you can't beat it, dude? He's still a badass. I don't know if you're aware, but there's an open air festival that goes on every year in Southern Illinois called Full Terror Assault. And they just headline that. And it sucks because I mean, like Bodie's band plays every year. Fucking my band's played there like 3 times. We didn't get asked to play this year, unfortunately. I'm just like, God damn it. Of all the fucking years, you know, we got Pig Destroyer, Suicidal Tendencies, and I'm sitting at home jerking off.
Pig Destroyer is fucking so good. You said you guys like grindcore. I mean, the Pig Destroyer is a classic. I was a fan that was very heavily influenced by Pig Destroyer at one point.
Nice. So speaking of like, I mean, you play drums and that might be like, you know, kind of like a revelation for some people that are familiar with you that maybe aren't too familiar with you. But how long have you fucking been playing and how many bands? Like, what have you done drum wise? I mean, you're talking about what you're doing now, but where does this begin for you?
It's all stuff that like most people in wrestling would even, you know, have any clue about or care about. But I've been playing for probably, 35. It's going to be 20 years next year, maybe. I was almost about 20 years. But I mean, I obviously had a lot of time where I didn't play for a while, extended periods of time, or didn't even touch the drums, kind of like left it behind and was just focusing on the training or wrestling or, you know, working out, wrestling.
But dude, drums is a workout, brother.
Well, there was like spouts of time where what happened was I Well, I started playing early, and then I started playing in a band. Are you guys familiar with any old school German thrash metal?
What are they called?
And are you familiar with any old school German thrash metal?
Some of it, but not very much.
I was in a band with the singer from the band Exumer. He was I
Yep.
answered an ad like on the internet on some website once, and for looking for musicians. I joined a band with a couple people when I was like 17, like right out of high school. But I looked older, so I was like going to Brooklyn to practice all the time with this band, playing like thrash metal. And we did some stuff, but I wasn't really that like super into like the music that they were trying to make. I wanted to make more like music kind of along the lines of like Annihilator, early Megadeth, like Metallica, kind of proggy thrash, shreddy thrash type stuff. So I ended up joining another band. So I played like a couple different bands, and I kind of got out of it. Didn't really play in bands for a while. Then I started the band with my friends in my early 20s. What happened was I hurt my knee wrestling. I tore my ACL, and I had like nothing to do for a while. And I wasn't really that like super interested in getting back into wrestling. Yeah, it wasn't like I was kind of like I was in a strange place with wrestling at the time. I wasn't really making money. I was just starting to make a name for myself, but it was like it was bittersweet. I had a rough time like coming along in wrestling in my early 20s. Like it took me a while to figure things out. It took me a while to like get comfortable with being a part of like the scene, I guess, or whatever. And I just wasn't jumping at it to get back in. You know what I mean? So I started playing drums again, like a lot, like religiously, practicing like all the time. And I got a job in a music store, and I, just got like the fucking drum kit of my dreams at the time. I remember I brought a Pearl BLX drum set and like in blue, the same drum set that Sean Reiner plays in like the Death Lack of Comprehension music video.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Two bass drums, the toms up top, and me and my friends started a death metal band called Crowbar Facelift, and we didn't record anything, but we wrote a few originals, but mainly we played covers. We played like Symbolic, we played Crystal Mountain, we did a couple Morbid Angel songs, we did Domination, we did Dominate right into Where the Slime Lives. We did Griddle Balls. We did When Satan Rules His World.
Shit.
And we would practice like hours and hours and hours every day, and that was like my life for a while. So then after that band, we played some really dope shows in that band, dude. We used to close every show with Suicide Note Part 2.
Oh.
And let me tell you, there was a guitar player, and this kid, the vocalist at the time, he was a young kid. This kid, Van, he's a friend of all of ours, but he was really young. He was only like 18 at the time. This kid, when I say, and I mean this, like, he could have went and gotten a gig in Cannibal Corpse. He sounded that sick. Like he was so good and had such sick vocals and could do all of it. He was a great part of it, but a guitar player, this kid, Anthony, I've known this kid since basically, at this point, almost going on 20 years. I can't believe I'm that old, but I've known him almost 20 years. And this
keep saying you're old, brother. We're all older than you. Fuck up, Chris.
This kid turned out to be like a guitar virtuoso, but like not a cornball, and like this kid could play. He made my most recent New Japan song, like from scratch, like the whole track. He made all the drum, everything, every instrument he did. It's like he is just such a musical whiz. He's so smart and so good that like literally he got a job at our old high school starting a music program. Like the music program started basically for him to be the teacher.
Nice.
He's got like a PhD in like music. He's just but not like that means anything. As far as like rock and roll and like shredding and being a dope ass metal guitar player, like he just such a great tone, such a great sound, great chops, great player. So he was in the band. That was like that brought us up there. That pushed me. He pushed me. You know what I mean? Think about going to the gym with somebody that's like way more jacked than you. They're gonna trade you or push you. He was the one who pushed me to like really like make sure I was in that studio room practicing like 4 hours a day, trying my best to get like fast and work on my blast beats and my double bass, understand some different concepts, understanding fucking,
Damn,
you know,
Cody.
polyrhythms and things like that. And we were definitely into bands like Pig Destroyer and stuff like that. But we were so into bands like Death and Atheist and trying to, and, you know, I really was into stuff like that, like Cynic, Death, Atheist. I loved Sean Reinert so much. You know, Sean Reinert, rest in peace. If anybody knows who that is that's listening to this, he was a guy like I was a total mark for, using like wrestling terminology. Obviously, I fucking seeked out this drum set that he played on because it was vintage. It wasn't hard to find. I had to pay money for it. I had to bust my ass to get all the pieces of this drum set that I wanted. I would like email him on his email address because he had like a website or whatever, and he would email me back and answer all my questions about like how he'd set up the drums, different tunings, what heads he'd used, if I wanted to record the drum set. He was just like good, really communicative and so pleasant and nice, and would give you advice. And I mean, that's like a guy who influenced an entire generation of drummers. So I thought it was cool. Definitely take time to even respond to me. So, but then that band kind of went by the wayside. Literally, we kind of like stopped playing and practicing together because we were all like in this intense war against each other in NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
Oh, dude, I'll fuck you up right now, dude. I was in the Blockbuster video game competition in the 90s.
You remember that? They had that.
Yeah, I played that in Judge Dredd. I was the Orlando Magic, Nick Anderson for 3 from the corner, money every time.
Started like playing against each other and getting into like fucking crazy fights over it, and I was getting annoyed, and ended up going back to wrestling. But
I love the story though. NBA Jam Tournament Edition breaks up the band.
Yeah,
Dickinson goes on the fucking brutalize people.
Yeah, I went back into pro wrestling, and then I started another band with basically the same kids from that band except for the guitar player. Mm-hmm. Then another guitar player ended up joining the band who was a friend of mine since I was 7 years old. This kid Rocco, and I mean, we started the band called Native Steve, and Native Steve, you could actually look. Native Steve has some things you could look up on online if you find like good enough. But we were definitely more kind of like grindcore, hardcore, death metal, like kind of just beat down stuff sometimes. Just really, we were fun. That was a fun band. We played a couple really good shows. Played St. Vitus a couple times.
Nice.
Whole live set at St. Vitus once, saw on video somewhere. Somebody has it. But yeah, that was fun. We did that for a while.
Who'd you ever share like a bill with, like the stage? Anybody that's like your
and all the bands I've played with, a lot. A couple really good ones. I don't want to make you jealous.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll make you jealous, motherfucker. Come on my show, talk shit. Bodie's been around the block too, done the same shit. All right. Who shared a bill with Napalm Death?
I did.
Testament,
yes.
Destruction, Agnostic Front.
Okay.
Ooh.
A couple of like bands that I wouldn't even fucking remember, but they were over and like probably signed, but maybe more of like a hardcore type thing. And I didn't really know.
Remember Victory Records?
Sure, I remember all that shit.
Fuck Victory Records. I said it.
Yeah, it was not really my scene. I was more a heavy metal guy. I played with the coolest is Carnivore. And Carnivore.
With Peter Steele. Suck my dick. Suck my dick.
I met Pete Steele at Duff's when I was like 17 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man. Pete Steele's like my fucking idol.
Dude, Pete Steele's the man.
I still see Kenny Hickey all the time in the grocery store. He lives like basically in my neighborhood.
That's
no
sick.
shit.
That is sick. Kenny Hickey's good.
John Kelly does too. They're all those guys live.
Johnny Kelly plays drums for Glenn for Danzig.
Yeah. The old like this park over here in my neighborhood. There's a bench in it, and in there's the bench has Peter's name like engraved on it. It's like it's like
a plaque or something.
Yeah, like one of those.
That's cool,
dude.
That's real.
Peter
cool.
Steele, and hey, man, a couple years ago, I randomly sent my old lady. I was at work. I just sent her a picture of his Playgirl spread. It's like his big giant red boner. And like, I said to a bunch like Chris Montez, bunch of homies, like, what the fuck? I think I liked it. He probably pulled one out and went to town, like a real Christian woman.
So obsessed with Pete Steele, obviously, like, you know, every fucking girl that wears all black every day.
Oh yeah.
He was another guy that, you know, when I mentioned earlier about like three dudes growing up, he's another guy I can add to that list because he was this goth or whatever, but dude, he was an ogre and he was like in shape,
Dude.
And I used to always make vocalists on No Mercy. And dude, I shit you not, Peter Steele, I had him in the fucking game, dude. He was destroying motherfucker.
You made Steele in the game in No Mercy.
Yeah, dude.
That's a really good character to make, actually.
Yeah, dude. Man, growing up, I always had the posters, and I was never a huge Typo fan, right? But I mean, and now, like, dude, come on, dude, Bloody Kisses and shit. Like,
I love Typo Negative. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Carnivore's way better though.
When I heard the fucking first Carnivore album, that album was like a life changer, bro.
Yes,
dude.
Fuck yes.
You ever listen to Solstice?
Oh yeah, of course. Actually, absolutely listen to Solstice.
Rob Barrett was fucking guitar. Their last album was pretty damn good too. But they cover "Suck My Dick."
Really? Yeah. Alex Marquez, he's a pretty good drummer. That guy, Alex Marquez, he was the drummer in Solstice. He also was the drummer in Malevolent Creation.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Malevolent, dude. Fucking love Malevolent Creation.
Man.
Look at Chris Dickinson. That's why I've been wanting to talk to this motherfucker.
Bringing out the hits.
Bodie, look at
Bringing
this
out
guy.
the hit. Dude.
Underground boners.
Man.
This is a really, really
I'm telling you, dude.
heavy thrash metal album with a lot of sick riffs on it right here.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude, Sacred Right.
Dude, Sacred Right.
Didn't they play FTA? They played some fest I've played. Yeah.
I thought they played FT a few years ago.
Yeah.
Riffs on riffs.
Yeah. This band not a lot of people know about. This is actually like a German death thrash band, but this band is fucking sick. They're called Protector.
I've never heard of them.
No.
Skin. You should fucking check this album out. This is like my all-time favorite, but definitely the fucking one. I have it out right
death. I see Leprosy right there.
Leprosy's over there. This is an album that like nobody fucking knows about, unless like you know about it, I guess. But
oh man, don't be whipping out no fucking screwdriver or nothing.
Album years and years ago, and it blew me the fuck away. It still blows me the way when I fucking blast this album out. It's like it's the best. It's like the best sounding death metal album ever. It's this band Deteriorate.
Oh yes, Deteriorate,
dude.
Rotting in hell. They had like one album. They made one death metal album, and they tried to make like something else different, a black metal, whatever the fuck. But this fucking album is like you crank this. You got a decent little stereo system. You got some Bose speakers or something. You crank this fucking thing. It is
crank it up, fuckers.
It fucking rips. This one rips so hard. The drums sound crazy. I've been wanting to. That album is like such a huge influence on me. But lately I've been obsessed with John Sykes, and I've just been listening to so much Tigers of Pantang, so much
Tigers of Poontang,
so much White Snake.
Yes, White Snake. What about some Dio? You got talking? Dio?
I mean, dude, White Snake '87 is like one of the fucking
The
story behind that record is absolutely insane. The way that they made the record, and then Coverdale fucking fired John Sykes from the band and fired the whole band before they even released the record. And one of them had to like sue to even get his money or get his credit. And John Sykes showed up at I guess you guys don't know the story. So do you know who John Sykes is?
Yes, I know who John Sykes is, but I was never a big White Snake guy. Never.
Well, forget White Snake. I mean, he was the Tigers of Pantang. He was in Thin Lizzy. You know, he was.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love Thin Lizzy.
You know, he had his solo career with Blue Murder, and it's like. He's the best fucking guitar player ever. He's right up there with Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads. Like he's in the conversation, but he just didn't get the glory of fucking being there holding his 10 million fucking record sold plaque with David Coverdale because he fucking
the good ones, the great ones never do.
He saved Whitesnake basically. Like he got linked up with the record label with David Coverdale with John Sykes because they were like, John Sykes is going to help you sell records. He knows how to play the guitar of today, and this is the way Whitesnake needs to go, whatever the fuck. They spent 2 years making that album, like the famous Whitesnake album with all the songs on it. It's 2 years making this album, like 2 years getting sounds, 2 years creating fucking guitar sounds, 2 years fucking working so hard on where the direction of this band's gonna go, how it's all gonna fucking work out. The lineup of the band is fucking sick. Every musician in the band is sick. They record the fucking album. It takes them 2 years to make it. Coverdale is apparently like the biggest bitch and is having such a hard time doing his vocals for the album.
No, not Dave.
It comes down to the end, this whole fucking dramatic thing where Coverdale thought that Sykes was looking to like sabotage him from the band and actually kick him out of his own band. So he pulls the rug out from all of them and fires the whole band. John Sykes flies from England to LA, takes like some fucking penthouse pet playboy playmate girlfriend of his car, which happens to be like a Corvette, goes to the fucking studio, finds David Coverdale. There's like a huge altercation where David Coverdale runs out of the building, gets in his car and runs away, and John Sykes chases him in like a car chase in a Corvette and almost runs him off the road.
T-1000 style?
Dude,
Jesus.
John Sykes is not only like the fucking best guitar player ever, he's the most badass motherfucker on the face of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed him with Thin Lizzy too. Like I said, I'm a huge fucking Thin Lizzy fan. Like one is Phil Lynott.
If Phil Lynott's letting you in his fucking band, you're a fucking badass. That's just you know what I mean?
Dude, they're really like the masters too, and maybe originators. I mean, I know Priest's been around shit and Iron Maiden, but dude, Lizzy was rocking way back in the day, like in the 60s and shit. Fucking the dual guitar. Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Dude, one of my favorite albums though is Black Rose by Thin Lizzy. That just
yeah. Oh, if you want to, I just pulled this one out just by accident, but this is in my top 10 of all time.
See what you got, Dirty. Oh yeah, I almost bought that for my brother.
Oh hell yeah.
Steve Vai plays guitar on that.
Okay, he does.
Sheehan on bass, Greg Bissonette on drums. I mean, listen, you get fucking fired from Van Halen. What do? Come back with a super group and make an insane record while fucking Van Halen goes off to make really lame mall rock.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you 812, suck it.
Yeah, dude, David Lee Roth pretty much owned Van Halen after getting fired from Van Halen with all the stuff he put out. And forget about it. Skyscraper's okay, but the album that he did with Jason Becker, A Little Ain't Enough.
Oh,
Jason
yeah. Holy fuck, I haven't heard Jason Becker's name in years.
Dude, Jason Becker just may be my favorite guitar player. I mean, but Marty Friedman really is, but Jason Becker, like the stuff that him and Marty were doing in Cacophony was so fucking incredible. A lot of people don't talk about it enough. I think they just kind of discredit it as like, the shred guitar stuff, more shred guitar stuff from the 80s. No, it was nothing typical. It was nothing ordinary. It was fucking extraordinary. And then they both went on to do insane solo albums. Marty Friedman has the Dragon's Kiss, and then fucking Jason Becker does Perpetual Burn, that one. Have you ever listened to that album?
Yeah.
That fucking album is like, I mean, it's insane. I used to think like Steve Vai was the best guy, but like Jason Becker, like that album especially, it's insane.
Becker destroys. He's great. Like I said, I'm that's so awesome talking. I've heard that name in forever, dude. I remember my buddy in jazz band in high school, a guy I lived with actually, was a killer musician, guitar player, fucking trombone, bass player. This kid was playing Stevie Ray Vaughan, Rude Mood at like 14, 15, note for note, just listening. Like, holy shit. Natural gift,
Let's just, we gotta just talk about the
oh yeah. I can't do it. My throat's fucked, man. I like to get those Daves though, man. He's got those crazy wails, man. Like
Van Halen 2. Van
Halen 2.
Damn, dude.
Peak David.
Yep. You want to see one of my all-time favorite records, bro? Right here.
Oh, Toto. Now you're talking, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking Toto kicks.
Everybody's got guilty pleasures,
You want to talk about musicians? Guilty pleasures? No way, bro. Dude, Jeff Porcaro, he's one of the greatest drummers of all time. The drummer in Toto that plays on all those songs that you've heard. Dude, that's the same drummer who played on Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yeah.
Okay,
dude, he wrote Thriller.
Yeah, like he played on songs like that. Like he's on a different fucking level, Oh yeah.
That's hey man, I respect him as a musician. I was never like fucking Toto,
Rosanna by Toto. That is a master fucking piece, bro.
Yes,
I like it.
I agree.
I like the selection.
I got so much.
Hold the line.
Bust some more out. I want to
Fucking
see
A.
your fucking whole goddamn collection.
I'm kind of like not in heavy metal, but this is like one of my favorite albums from the same era. I mean, talk about musicianship, great drumming. The Police.
Dave Matthews.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh,
Oh my god, I love the Police.
Yeah, the Police is one of my all-time favorite.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh man, we got CC Morbid Angel, Gateways to Annihilation, Rush, Pantera,
Gateways to stimulation.
Moist Disciples song.
Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon.
Fuck yeah.
Here we go. You want to talk about
Sabbath. Or wait, no.
You know what that one is?
No.
Come on, you can't see what that is?
No. It's dark. Quit playing games, brother. Show me.
Mark fucking Slaughter.
Oh, Slaughter. Flight of the Angels.
Yeah, come on.
Yes. I seen Slaughter and when I used to live back in Wisconsin and my home city, there was a little harbor fest by the lake, dude, and they played, dude. They kicked so much ass. Holy shit.
A lot of this stuff gets a bad rap. Okay.
Sure.
And
I agree.
But you go back and listen to it. Some of these fucking songs are insane.
You're not kidding.
Up All Night. You do Burning Bridges. Play Burning Bridges into Up All Night. Up All Night. With that
Up all night,
dude.
Yeah.
That drops. That is this is the good shit.
Yes, yes, it is.
Dude, I can't dog it for that. We're big fans of Grim Reaper. Dude, we had fucking on our show, dude. We had Steve Grimmett on our show last year, and he just passed away. Check it out, bro. I told you we like to kick it.
Yeah.
Dude, he told me the story behind Suck It and See. It was fucking great.
What did he say? I want to know about it.
You gotta go back and watch, man.
Steve, baby. Rest in peace.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Fear no evil, no.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. You're gonna make me cry,
yeah.
motherfucker. God damn it.
That's awesome.
Fear no evil no more. Zoom's not picking any of this shit up, by the way. I'm really killing it. I'm fucking slaying this shit.
Have you ever listened to the album that he did with the band Onslaught?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And Lion's Heart, dude. I love Lion's Heart, dude.
That Onslaught album, though, dude, is so fucking good.
Dude, not kidding.
Stop taking the life from me.
Hell yeah.
Every dream. Dude, that one is so good.
Fucking riffs,
Dude,
too.
he was awesome and it was cool. Didn't he tell us, friend, he was like somehow he had relation to like Elton John or some shit, like deep down, like they and it was like one of his favorite vocalists too. It was like, okay, like, but then they talk about Freddie Mercury, and you can't touch Freddie, dude. Vocals, I mean, holy shit.
Here's another one. I love Mark Slaughter. Vinny Vincent.
Fuck yeah, yes, Slaughter. I enjoyed the Grim Reaper a little bit better, brother.
This fucking album, don't you fuck with this album. This album is fucking heavy, dude. You gotta go listen to some tracks. Naughty, Let Freedom Rock. Dude, Burn, the song Burn. The fucking song Love Kills, when Freddy Krueger shows up in the video and does the fucking big
Oh, I do know that one. Yeah.
You know, dude, Heavy Petting, Ashes to Ashes. Ashes to Ashes is so fucking heavy, dude. This album, you gotta listen to this album. And this is another super group. You got Vinnie Vincent, Dana Strum, Mark Slaughter, and Bobby Rock. Dude, that's like four the premier guys playing in bands and making records in that era. And all on fucking one album. You know it's gonna fucking rip. There were so many good musicians back in the day, you know?
Dude, back in the day. Because they took that shit. I mean, dude, they're just on their level, you know, like, but it's weird because the technicality in this day and age is there because you have little kids doing some amazing things on guitar, but it just seems so like, all right, that was learned. This artist back in the day came and delivered this originally. Like there was more emotion. There's more feeling behind that. And
a lot of style.
You only really know that shit unless you're a diehard music fan or you play. And that's why, you know, I always have that opinion. I can always see where shit's just like, all right, this is synthetic. This is fucking fake. I don't care how good of a musician you are. You can just tell it's not like
Alcatraz.
Oh shit!
Oh wow.
Roll for rock and roll.
I've never listened to Alcatraz.
Dude, Island in the Sun, General Hospital, Jet to Jet, Hiroshima Mon Amour. Dude, this is like, this is fucking Ingve cutting his teeth right here. You know what I mean? Developing the fucking style. He is just, that is Graham Bonnet, dude. You want to talk about fucking vocals? Listen, I like a lot of fucking 80s heavy metal. I like heavy metal.
You like Ronnie James Dio?
Oh, what are you fucking kidding me, Ronnie? Ronnie James Dio Ronnie James Dio is first of all, he's a fucking fellow Italian. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean that, you know, people talk about this shit, right? This obviously is a big thing. This is an Italian thing. This is like a real grease ball. You know what I mean? It's like they say, like, this is like putting the horns on somebody you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Well, putting the malukas on you, you know? And this is kind of like a thing. Like, if you do this, it's like offensive. Like, you fucking point those horns at me.
Yeah.
And he brought it into the whole, you know what I'm saying? He brought it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
His grandma used to do it to him.
Exactly. So, yeah, Ronnie James, the Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath.
Oh. We talk about a lot, but dude, that album makes me
We
want
always
to
come back to heaven and hell at every
Good.
conversation.
I'm glad, because that's pretty much that's arguably number one. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Dude, Iommi, one of my favorite guitar players ever. I mean, and he's fucking, dude, him, Frank Zappa, and you know, there's a laundry list of guys, but yeah, there you go, man. I got the OG fucking pressing of that. I found that.
Oh, this one's an OG too.
This looks real clean, brother. Good on you.
Oh yeah.
I took good care of this one, but you can see this one's legit.
Got to. Wow.
Look I love the artwork on the back too, man.
Oh, I have that T-shirt.
Oh man, that's
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
My shirt with that.
Where are they on New Japan Strong? Or what the fuck?
Right. What I'm gonna say. Speaking of Frank Zappa, I go out to LA a lot, and obviously you spend a lot of time out in LA, meet different people, and I met this kid, came across him. I think I came across him on social media first. I'm not sure if we met in person, but I saw his last name was Bozio.
Oh, Terry Bozzio's son?
Yes, Raynon Bozio.
You met him?
He's a drummer, and not only did I meet him, we became like best friends. And you know, he's you want to talk about a good dude? Like, I'm talking like a good dude. Like, during all this bullshit I've been going through, this is a guy that's just 100% there for me, and just a good dude, just so solid. Hang out with him anytime I go out to LA when I have time. We've gotten together, we've jammed together, we've played drums together. And I mean, but just a wealth of knowledge of music. I mean, you got to think, you're Terry Bozzio's son. Your father is pretty much responsible, you know, for so much fucking amazing music. He's collaborated with so many insane musicians.
Who was that? What was that band that had the 80s pop hit? It was with his wife. Remember back when his wife was like super hot back in the day of those videos, man. They were big. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, Walking in LA, that song.
Yeah.
Walking in LA. Yeah. You don't know what that is?
I can't remember the name, dude.
It's what the hell is that? I remember it real quick off the top of my head. The Missing Persons.
Missing Persons. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Missing
Yes. They had a couple of hits, man.
Yeah, that was his first wife. Well, he wrote all the music in that band. He wrote like pretty much almost all the music, all the lyrics.
Is that his mom? Is that your boy's mom?
That was it. That was his dad's wife before he met his mom. But his mom was also a musician. I think she was involved in she was on some sort of she was on an album at something too. So, but I've heard some crazy stories from him about like different people in music, and he's always like, dude, he went to some thing recently. He was just is at some fucking jam session with like his dad, Charlie Benanti from Anthrax.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like one of my all-time favorite drummers. Thomas Lang was there. Maybe like who the fuck else was there? Simon Phillips or some crazy shit. I can't remember, but it was like a crazy collection of drummers. You know, that's the company he keeps. But his chops are just like insane. He's obviously such an insane drummer, such a good drummer.
Dude, if that sperm didn't fucking spawn, you know, the next level of percussion,
right,
from Terry Bozzio's ball sack, I don't know, you know, I'd expect nothing fucking less, dude. Bozzio, prime one of my favorite Zappa lineups was Bozzio's tenure and shit in like in the 70s and late 70s, and then the 80s, like for a little bit there with Frank. He did some crazy shit, dude, like Punky's Whips, dude, because he's in love with the guitars from Angel.
Everybody always seems to talk about is the stuff that Terry Bozzio did. So, and I mean Terry Bozzio, if you just like watch interviews, listen to him talk, he's just that guy's obviously like a different level type of musician.
Yeah. I can't believe Korn got him for a fucking album. I was like,
yeah, no kidding.
I heard all about it. I heard the real story about that, like why it didn't work out and all this. But that sounds crazy. He was actually legitimately a part of Korn.
He recorded the album, and then because I looked into it, I remember it happened back in the day. I was like, dude, I love Zappa, I love Bozzio, but I fucking hate Korn. You know, like there's no way I'm gonna do this.
I think I thought bands like that were the lamest, even when I was a kid.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like I liked some of the shit. I was I was a hardcore punk kid. I grew up on Nirvana. That's how I really found music. But that spawned me to like Black Sabbath and Black Flag and all this Bad Brains, all this shit, dude. Like to where and grindcore eventually. That mentality, that open-mindedness, especially like my dad listened to Zappa a lot as a kid, and Zappa was like, dude, if you ain't open-minded, you're fucking failure, you know? And he's very true.
I like a lot of the heavy stuff, but you guys see what I'm into. I'm into I love the cock and balls, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got a nice set of cock and balls.
I want the chops. I want the fucking.
Hell yeah.
Who's ripping it up, tearing it up, and like rocking and rolling.
LA Guns? LA Guns are rad at all?
Yeah.
There's a couple of those bands I absolutely do detest.
Yeah.
Wasp. Oh my God.
Oh.
This one,
I never got into Wasp.
Sorry to Pete Campbell of Pentagram. We just had the drummer of Pentagram on the show, and he was a big Wasp guy. Yeah, Sabotage.
There you go.
Yeah, dude.
Ozzy era Black Sabbath record.
Dude, I'm a sucker. I think one of the heaviest fucking songs ever written and riffs, Into the Void. I play it all the time on the guitar. I love that fucking song.
We interrupt this wonderful episode for a short word from our shoot sponsors. Check out Slowpoke Toys to see an ever-expanding collection of toys and collectibles. Treat yourself and get something for you. Need to get a gift for a special somebody, a buddy, a friend, a loved one, a coworker? It doesn't matter. Visit slowpoketoys.com, the manufacturer of toys and collectibles you never knew you needed.
So you had the drummer you said from Pentagram, huh?
Yeah, Pete Campbell.
That's pretty cool. Any other cool guys like fucking Grimmett?
Dude, Chris Pervelis from Internal Bleeding. We got the vocalist Devin from Sanguisugabog. Newer fucking more kind of like Mortician-esque fucking band that's blowing up.
A couple times.
What's that?
I played with Mortician a couple times.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Dude, what's his name's looking so fucking old nowadays?
Will?
Yeah, Will Romer.
Yeah, dude. I heard there was like some shit that went on where he was like a total asshole. I'm like, whatever, I could see.
I heard he's an asshole. I remember back then hearing a story about how like he put a knife to some cabbie's throat in Europe.
Yes, in Europe.
That was that roid rage or something.
Like,
because
how's that guy?
Oh yeah.
Act up for barbecue.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I remember of the band needed to borrow my double bass drum pedal.
Really?
Yeah. And the motherfucker played it barefoot.
Oh man, leaving his fucking hand, foot, and mouth all over it.
I was gonna say that's I don't think that's Roger because Roger played guitar.
Undertaker. So I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, dude, we had
that Will Marmer story cracks me up every time.
John Massari, who scored the Killer Clowns soundtrack. He's been a fucking guest of the show. George Romero's son.
Whoa.
Tommy Chong, dude.
Oh yeah, Tommy Chong.
He was great. He was great, man.
He was awesome.
Hooter, like we were all fucking having a good time, having a good time.
Sure. How about this guy? He's fucking probably fucking in a cell block in Guantanamo Bay right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Iced Earth. Is that wasn't Tim Ripper Owens, was it?
No, this is the first album. John Schaefer's the one who went to the insurrection and got up, and he's probably, like I said, he's probably fucking.
Remember they did a Spawn album?
Oh yeah, they did. Well, they didn't do like they had the same artist who did all the Spawn stuff did a couple of them.
Yeah, McFarlane. There was I remember seeing it at Walmart like in my youth, and I was like, oh man, I'll pass.
I love early Iced Earth is fucking like one of my all-time favorites.
Dude, speaking of old school bands, I just got really into them this past year, but they're so great. And I used to kind of detest them or whatever, but whatever, open your mind, ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, Merciful Fate, dude. And they're coming to Gary, Indiana, which is
you just got into
5 minutes away.
You just got into them?
Dude, I've always known about them. I've always heard their music in King Diamond growing up, but it just bothered me.
Get off the show, bro. You're a poser, man.
I'm about to post up like this. Don't make me get fucking Wizzo do a
dude. Fate and King Diamond. That's so pretty much. I will say this, and this I can say confidently. My favorite record of all time is most likely. I always go back to it. I gotta have one right.
Don't break the oath.
No, it's King Diamond Abigail.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
King Diamond Abigail. But I love the Merciful Fate, the 2 Merciful Fate albums from the 80s. But then that first one that they made in the 90s, the Into the Shadows.
Oh, In the Shadows, yeah.
Shadows, holy shit.
Was that the one? That might be the one my guitar player, Zach, he's like, dude, check this out. He's like so fucking happy that we're finally, me and my drummer are finally in the Merciful Fate.
The Old Oak is on there.
Yep, Old Oak, the Bell Witch.
The Bell Witch.
Bell Witch was my favorite tune off of that album. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
So heavy, so good.
I do love King Diamond and Merciful Fate. Not so much, I'm going to be honest. A lot of the stuff that King Diamond did after the 80s, like the releases after Mickey D left the band, is just so much fucking shit.
Yeah, like Melissa, Don't Break the Oath, those fucking early, that first record, what was it? Nuns Have No Fun or whatever is on there.
Good stuff. That's all the shit.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable music, dude. Like, the actual musicality, it's so fast, like thrashy, like punk and
precise
black metal.
If you go listen to a lot of that stuff and listen to a lot of early thrash metal, listen to a lot of Metallica. Metallica took so much from Merciful Fate.
Oh yeah, they took a lot from a lot of people, dude.
From a lot of people, yes, but so much of their style and overall sound was definitely lifted straight up from fucking Merciful Fate. They love Merciful Fate, and then you listen to them Garage Days when they covered that all those Merciful
that medley. Fuck that medley. Fuck that medley.
He fucked it.
In my bed,
dude, that stuff is amazing. It's amazing. It sounds so good because that is literally music that band was meant to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like them covering their all-time favorite band. It's fucking so good.
They killed that medley. I'm sorry, Justin, but dude, they annihilated that.
On some of the newer Metallica, like the last album, the Hardwired album, like I listened to all of it one day on like a drive in Connecticut, and there's so many riffs on that album that are just, oh god, it's just a Merciful Fate riff. It's just another Merciful Fate riff. This is all such Merciful Fate stuff. You could tell like it's probably James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich's favorite band.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. It was the best shit to grow up to back then. That was a whole different sound. Like I said, that's like, to me, that's the beginnings. A lot of black metal, started from that shit. Mm-hmm. And speed and thrash and everybody is taken from it. But the great thing about King Diamond is, dude, it's the stories. And that's what I was lacking as a young kid. I'm just hearing the falsettos. But then as I grow older and I hear how badass the music really is, and dude, how many other people do I listen to? Rick fucking Astley, and I listen to Zappa, who has crazy vocals, and all these other people. Why can I not like this?
I mean, I saw a sound check from like a couple days ago too of King Diamond doing a sound check with Merciful Fate right now, and they did.
Yeah, dude, they sound. I've seen all the videos. They sound great, and they're coming to Gary, Indiana. Chris, Gary, scary Gary. You want to test your manhood? Come to Gary, brother, and rock out with us at Merciful Fate. Dude, I saw love it
in 2004. And that was fucking sick. It was a lot of fun.
King Diamond?
I saw King Diamond. It was a pretty crazy build, too. It was a BB King's in Manhattan.
I met him twice, dude. I got fucked up with his niece. I used to work at Guitar Center.
Really?
And it was crazy to just be like, I was drunk and I took some fucking, I don't know what I took. I'm sitting there and it's just next and she's like, you crazy white boy. I'm like, yeah, baby. And he fucking remembered me from the year before, dude. I got an autographed CD. My buddy had a white Strat. American Strat that he got him the fucking autograph. He's like, I really can't be signing this, and let him take a picture too, because he was under contract with Gibson. He's like, but he let him fucking do it. BB was so fucking cool and so nice, man.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a big fucking deal meeting that guy.
Yeah, that is. What's who would you say is the most noteworthy to you musician that you've ever met?
I don't know. It's a good question. Noteworthy to me. That really I remember it stood out. I don't know.
Like, dude, I met Bob. I'll give you an example. I met Bobby Liebling from Pentagram, and it was weird. It was so cool, and it was brief, but it was still fucking like, holy shit. You mentioned Glenn Benton. We've shared a bill with Deicide, and yeah, he was cool. And Jack Owen at the time was in the band, so I got to talk to him too, and he was awesome. We were just talking about sports and shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, if I can remember one that really, like, I don't know. I bet a bunch, but like one that really was like, oh my god, man.
Danzig's not up there for you?
No, I don't like punk rock. Man, honestly, I was not a big punk rock guy.
Really?
So, yeah. So the Misfits were like a thing that was like a byproduct of listening to other music. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like the Misfits, like I listened to it was like it blew me away. By the time I heard the Misfits, think about the way the Misfits sounds. At that point, I was already like years deep on listening to like Metallica and Pantera. You know what I mean? And like stuff like that. Whereas like that, like kind of like very like lighthearted 50s doo-woppy wailing and singing and kind of punk rocky. You know what I mean? Like they kind of invented that sound, like that. It sounds like 50s music. All that fucking shit they call rockabilly or whatever the fuck is. Bro,
Psychobilly. I do like Tiger on Me, man. They got like Power Moonlight. London May played on that.
My testosterone was raging way too hard for any of that when I was like,
I know what it was raging for, and I got to get your opinion on this real quick, Chris, because you brought it up. I've heard some shit kind of mentioned in this episode, and I've asked a lot of guests here recently, but it is kind of hot news in the music metal world, especially if you're an older cat like us. Pantera. Throw me a motherfucking Coke, motherfucker, or another appearance on this show, whichever.
I'm a fucking old school kind of elitist with metal sometimes. I've kind of lightened up a little bit because I've been trying to enjoy what's going on a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't really care so much for like any sort of Pantera reunion.
Well, let me ask you this. I guess the question really is not that you fucking even really care about it, but is it something that if it was fucking near you and you could see it, would you go see it?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to see Zakk Wylde play Dimebag Darrell's guitar parts. I want to see Darrell play Dimebag Darrell's guitar parts.
You should get a hologram at least, man. Fuck it. Dude, you imagine the brothers, the first brother hologram? I sound like a total asshole right now because they're dearly departed, but
there's so much live content on YouTube of like Pantera ripping shows apart in like 1996, 7. Time that's
the White Zombie tour.
And listen. Ooh. I love Charlie Benanti so much, and there's a lot of I love like dude No Rest for the Wicked and No More Tears, whatever those Ozzy albums. I fucking love Zakk Wylde on those albums. I'm not a big BLS fan.
I've seen him a few times. I'm like, man, he's a great guitar player, but he's so boring.
Whatever, it's just and like
looks like Sabretooth.
Those guys are all fucking friends. They've been friends for so fucking long, and they're all musicians. So they're just doing a tribute thing, and they'll make some money. Maybe they'll give some money to like, obviously, I don't know if Dimebag Darrell's Vinnie Paul's parents. I'm sure it'll be some sort of fucking thing, or maybe Phil and Rex Brown need a fucking payday, And it's a fucking tribute, and I'm sure people will go and have fun and have a good time. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's fucking cool, but I mean, it's just there's no Pantera without Vinnie Paul and Dimebag Darrell.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But there is so many videos I've seen recently of them doing like different interviews about the recording process of some of the old albums, where they'll ask in-depth questions, and Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown and Terry Date, the producer.
Yeah, Terry Date's done a lot of great shit.
In on these videos and talking about like the making of the albums and what they remember from the songs and this and that. They're fucking some cool ass videos. Or they're like, reminiscing about old Pantera and stuff. I guess to get all jacked up about Pantera. Pantera was so fucking good.
Dude, they were heavy. I mean, they were one of the heaviest, loudest bands back in the day, man.
I was there and I listened, but I also kind of chose to ignore a little bit because it seemed like every fucking idiot hillbilly in my town was listening to it. And I was like pissed about it, but you get older, you're a young, dumb kid. It's a different thing. And they were, I've said many times, the heaviest shit commercially in the 90s was fucking Pantera. And they delivered.
And let's be real, after they made that Far Beyond Driven album, it was just like, dude, Great Southern
Game on.
Great Southern Trendkill was like, all right, no, this is only going to get darker and dirtier and heavier.
Yes.
You're going to get filthier. And so
I wanted them to go death metal, dude, after that. I was like, dude, like, just fuck, dude, they're touring with Morbid Angel and shit. Like, come on.
They were.
Yeah.
I'm not. Charlie Benanti is like fucking unreal, so good at drums, but Vinnie Paul just had like the most iconic sound, like especially the last two albums, like that last album, some of the shit he plays on some of those fucking songs. His drums just sound insane. They sound so crazy.
Sledgehammers hitting sandbags. That's what it sounds like.
They all say it in all those videos. He was the fucking guy pulling the strings and producing a lot of those records, getting sounds, getting the guitar sounds, getting the drum sounds.
But he hated blast beats. That's the only thing I don't like about him is he hated and this shitty band they joined, after Pantera.
But I mean, dude, blast beats aren't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
right.
What the fuck is Vinnie Paul going to play blast beat for? Vinnie Paul is a fucking sick ass 80s metal drummer. You go back and listen to first 4 records, they're all insanely good.
He's so fluid. That's the thing. I think his style is his fluidity, dude. And it, like, obviously that tone.
They never were not on point. You know what I mean? Never like strayed so far away from their origins, like on those first 4 records. They only got like heavier and heavier as each record went on, but they still stayed true to like their core sound. Like if you go a lot of that stuff off Metal Magic and Projects in the Jungle and
Terry Glaze.
Yes.
Fucking Glaze, dude. Terry Glaze. Me and my friends, we made a fake Facebook once of Terry Glaze and used to like try to talk.
Talking people get fucking trolled on the internet. You think
that's awesome.
Yeah, like the early days of like social media weird stuff, dude. Back in the day, my MySpace, MySpace was a thing. I made a celebrity MySpace as OJ Simpson, and made it just pictures of OJ Simpson, and people thought it was OJ Simpson's MySpace. And I had a really popular MySpace page because everybody thought it really was OJ Simpson's MySpace. It was really productive.
Yeah, remember those days? MySpace, great times, man. Hey, as we kind of wind down here, real quick, like movie wise, what are you into movie wise? Because we're gonna have, if you're willing, I want to have you back on. There's so much more to talk about, dude. We go on for days about fucking music and whatnot.
Last night I watched this movie. I started watching it the night before with my girlfriend, and then we fell asleep, and then we didn't watch the rest of it. And I watched the rest of it myself the next day. Frankenhooker.
Yeah, dude, I love Frankenhooker. It's great, dude. When I was a little kid, I used to fucking destroy socks to that movie. Don't ask.
That chick was hot. The chick who was Frankenhooker was really hot. And then I looked her up. She actually was like a big time 80s fucking she was like penthouse model or whatever. Yeah. That chick from fucking Frankenhooker.
Georgia Bush.
The last couple months I've watched a ton of Oz, the show Oz, the HBO show Oz about prison. Have you ever watched that show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh god, that show's fucking ridiculous.
HBO has like some of the most memorable and historic like TV fucking franchises like ever. Right. You know, Like going back to when you were a little kid, like Tales from the Crypt fucking owns everybody.
That was HBO, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. And Eastbound and Down, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
The Righteous Gemstones. Have you shit, dude.
Movies, fuck man. I don't know. I showed my girlfriend Congo the other day.
Holy shit. I saw that 3 or 6 times in the theater as a kid trying to like score with a chick. It was like middle school or something. I was like, man, I might get to smell something tonight, but I didn't.
I recommended I was talking about movies with my friend today. Matt Dillon came up. I recommended The House that Jack Built. Did you watch that? Guys, watch that one?
No, I've heard about it.
Seen that yet.
Yeah, it's like this one where he plays this like creepy, demented fucking lunatic psycho, and it's really another fucking level. He like goes to hell at some point with this druid guy. It's just really fucking off the rails. Oh, dude, I watched Assault on Precinct 13 not too long ago. That's such a fucking sick movie.
Heck yeah.
Actually seen it and I watched it. And it was like, it blew me away. It was so good. I mean, I have like my favorite movies of all time, but movies I've watched recently.
Like horror. Let's do that real quick as we kind of fucking wind down here. Like, give me your favorite horror flicks.
I like all the classics, obviously. Fucking, I'm sure you saw I have the Japanese Halloween 2 poster on the wall. Obviously Halloween 1978. The original Nightmare on Elm Street. I used to love like all the fucking.
Check this out.
This is God.
It's one of my favorite. It's so creepy, dude. As a little kid, it's just Freddy looked fucking just putrid in that one, and it was so dark.
The first and the second one, people really tried to shit on the second one, but
it's great. It's my favorite.
The most demented. So like me and my friends have had a running joke about fucking Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 for years. It's because of the character Jesse in the movie. We used to know that Jesse. And we used to be like, yo, Jesse's fucking got this bad luck, and shit was always happening to him. He got hit by a car. Oh, all this stuff would happen to this guy. And we'd be like, man, it's fucking Freddy, bro. He's inside of him. He's waiting to come out. Me and my friend Dom, I've been obsessed with this movie. And my friend Dom was having some like acid issue in his stomach or whatever. It's been bothering him for a few months today. And I was like, man, I'm really sorry. It's this serious. Like via text message, so you couldn't really tell what I was going to say. I'm like, man, maybe the problem is actually worse than you think. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, like maybe Freddy's actually inside of you.
Dude, that movie too, when he comes out, that dude in his room, he has a Frank Zappa poster in his room. It's Them or Us.
Yeah, bro. And he has a King Cobra poster too.
Yeah.
Carmine Appice's band, King Cobra.
Yeah. Carmine and Vinny.
That kid's in the movie, that kid's from the movie Can't Buy Me Love. He's in that one too with fucking what's his name? Fucking Patrick Duffy or Miss.
Holy shit, Patrick Duffy! Remember in South Park? Patrick Duffy was like the little leg,
those dude's leg.
Patrick Duffy.
Movies I've watched recently. Anything else? I can't really fucking think of the top of my head. Always watching some fucked up movies. I showed my girlfriend Basket Case not too long ago.
Nice. That's a part of we do the JPW 31 Days of Fear, which we're bringing back this October. And it's 31 days of our horror recommendations, like 1-minute videos. Kind of, you watch this movie today, and Basket Case was on the list.
Yeah. I love a lot of the old action movies too. Those are obviously some of my all-time favorites. Really ridiculous 80s ones always fucking get me going.
Fuck yeah, dude. Anything with like Arnold or Sly or Van Damme, Bolo Young.
Arnold, oh yeah, all those guys. Arnold's like my fucking favorite though. Definitely the best. Van Damme was up there. I loved Van Damme when I was a kid. Sylvester Stallone, I like a lot of Sylvester Stallone's movies, but I also do think a lot of Sylvester Stallone's movies are really, really bad. Like
Daylight?
The ones that people liked. Oh, Daylight, is that the one in the battery tunnel?
Yeah, dude. Driving to Chicago this weekend. Every time I go there and take my old lady out, every time we go in the tunnel, she's like, oh, these things scare the fuck out of me. I was like, you ever seen Daylight? You said that last time.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think other movies that I've seen recently. Horror. I mean, my girlfriend never saw the first Saw before.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, that was so fucking funny watching her react to that. She gets so scared from all movies. She gets like movies like that really freak her out. Like we watched Seven, and Seven really spooked her out for some reason. I was like, I don't know. She gets like freaked out. Dude, we watched, what we watched together? It was so fucking good. I never saw it actually 8mm.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Remember the scene when the guys got the fucking, or Nicolas Cage is holding the gun to James Gandolfini's face when he's like, come on, you motherfucker, do it, you fucking.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? What was the movie where Cage? What was the movie where he's a cop? It's a remake. And he's like all coked out all the time. And he's like, he's in a nursing home. He's holding a gun. This old lady says, like, I'll fucking do it. I'll play it. They're like, what the fuck's going on?
It's called Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call.
Bad Lieutenant. Yes.
Yeah, have you ever seen the original Bad Lieutenant?
No, I haven't.
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel is awesome.
Crazy. Actually, Jesse, the one who Freddie was haunting, my friend, he showed me Bad Lieutenant, and that movie is fucking incredible. Good movie.
I need to check that original out.
Yeah, there's
really
some weird scenes in that movie. Definitely. He's like filthy in that one. You know what? I took out old DVD. I've been meaning to watch it because people think it's bad. I thought it was so fucking good.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Fucking
yeah, I'd take it out to your fire pit, fucking burn it. I don't care if plastic, burn
on the back. Look, the shrink made the back.
He did too. Yep, I'm in it.
When the fucking shrink is like going jet skiing with them and stuff, and like the shrink absolutely like believes at one point, like, I'm in the band. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like, I'm in the band. And then they tell him they don't need him anymore, and he was like all heartbroken. I go, another movie I just watched recently. Oh my god, another one. It's kind of like
$1 billion movie.
My girlfriend never saw it. Another incredible movie, Reanimator.
Oh, dude, I love. We're all huge H.P. Lovecraft, Stuart Gordon. Like, oh my god, Beyond's great. I like him Beyond, where it's the dick. Remember the Reanimated dick at the end? It's just like.
So I opened up my little chest of. I got like all sorts of DVDs.
I have the NWO, the Revolution.
Yeah, this wasn't even mine. This is
sure. Deny it now.
No, this one I found.
Hey, I heard Nash is a fan of your work.
I found it in a storage unit, and my sister had a storage unit. I went. It was not mine. I don't know whose it was. And in a storage unit, I took it. But I have a lot of VHS tapes in my basement too, and I have like a setup down there. I watch an old VHS tapes. I got some like movies over. Let me see if I pull one out that'll pop. So you guys, dude, you guys, this movie's fucking incredible. Cube.
Yeah, dude.
Cube
Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
So fucking good. Oh, obviously, you all should know this one.
Oh, of course.
Killer Cross, man.
Yeah, Killer Cross. In his dreams, brother.
Yeah. I thought we weren't doing nothing for the sheets.
And then, nothing against him, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Well, this is fucking. This is what I.
Yes, obviously. Yes, dude.
That's in my dreams right there. I wish I was. I wear that shirt for a reason. How about this one? Everybody fucking loves this.
Oh,
one.
hell yes.
Oh, so
fucking
good.
Love Major League.
Of course, they go and fucking change the name of the Cleveland Indians.
Right?
I know, right? What if they replaced it? That'd be the ultimate 2022 move, is to digitally fucking the Cleveland Commanders.
Blue Velvet.
Oh, dude, Blue Ribbon, motherfucker.
Yeah. Blue Velvet on VHS. Oh, dude, this is my OG original.
And you scored this chest from somewhere?
No, this is just the NWO thing. The chest is all stuff I've had since I was like a kid. I was like a kid.
Yes. Oh, just give me a major fucking hard on.
Do you want to party?
Oh, dude.
Yes.
I fucking live and die by you don't know how big of a Return of the Living Dead.
Fuck yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's, hey.
Yes.
Mr. Baseball.
Yeah. Hey, got any naked pictures of your wife? Want to see some?
Yeah, want to see some?
Faces of Death 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I got a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah, some good shit, man.
Chris Dickinson kicks ass.
The first time long time recently. Holy shit, Alien is so good.
Oh yeah,
dude. Same guy who fucking did Return of the Living Dead, Dan O'Bannon.
yeah,
Right. Oh, dude, check this out. You guys will like this. Oh no, this isn't it. This is a Blu-ray copy. I think I actually don't have it here. I have a DVD copy of Day of the. Oh, here it is.
Day of the Dead.
DVD copy of Day of the Dead, signed by Tom Savini.
Yeah. Dude, my oldest boy's mother fucking went and met him and got that signed.
And Anton DeLeo.
Hell yeah, dude.
The Spanish dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, dude.
That's sick.
That's my favorite out of the Romero zombies. What would you say? That's my favorite.
Obviously, it's the one I got fucking on DVD and got it. And I met the whole cast from the movie. I went to one of those conventions when I was like 17 years old just to meet the whole cast in the movie. And then I actually have an autographed 8x10 from Anton DeLeo in my basement, where I keep all my drums and stuff. And back in the day, we like looked up on the internet where he lived, that guy Anton DeLeo, me and my friend Steve, and we were so obsessed with the movie that we looked up his phone number and we got it. We used to prank phone call the actor who played Miguel from Day of the Dead and say that we were computer salesmen, so we could get just so we could get to speak with the legend himself.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're fucking losers.
Oh, hell yeah. Man, I wish I'd have thought of that.
That's a true story from Chris Dickinson.
That's actually Dave Chappelle's shit, you know.
Right. I'm so happy you guys want to see that stuff. Usually everybody just always wants to see the wrestling collection, which I have so much of.
Yeah, everybody does. But this is like what it's all about, man. Is like fans of yours, you know, and people that are cool with us that know about that follow the music side of shit. This is, I know I could think of a dozen people off the top of my head that are really going to enjoy this.
Of music DVDs and VHSs. I was just watching. I have of Nuclear Assault live in 91 or 89.
Yeah.
The basement. I was just down in my basement earlier at like a studio, and I put a TV down there with a VCR, and I was watching like this VHS tape I have. It's Nuclear Assault live 89 or live on like one of those
Dude, Schlack's a big Nuclear Assault guy.
I am sure Schlack likes Nuclear Assault. I don't doubt that.
Yeah, we just had him on the show too. You
guys interviewed Schlack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We used to play with him. Dude, we booked back in like Call the Paramedics and shit when he was doing that.
When he was doing
Midwest
Eat the Turnbuckle.
Eat the Turnbuckle, dude. He used to play the Midwest Fuck
He's
Fest.
doing Crippler.
Yeah.
Crippler. Yeah, does the Crippler play? Like, are they actual band?
Yeah.
Really?
They just did a show. They shared a bill with someone pretty decent, I think. Yeah. You need to come to Indiana and share a bill with fucking Handsome Prick. Is what it's about. That's what you gotta check out, man. Sexual atrocities and Handsome Prick. You want to get that underground tip?
You guys didn't ever get anything from Hell's Headbangers?
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm a huge Midnight fan too. Like,
oh, nice.
Books. Check them out. Check them out.
Yeah, I played with this band, Crucified Mortals, years ago, and I stayed at the dude's house who owned Hell's Headbangers.
Yeah,
and I still get stuff from him sometimes. He's got a lot
of good shit. A lot of like the live, like the Campbell Course. My drummer Brad gets the shit all the time, and then he gives me like the stickers and shit.
Yeah, they such shirts, and they got like that's where I got like the fucking like the Deteriorate album, the Protector album, like the weird shit that like, you know what I'm saying, is hard to find, like that they do represses of. Like he's the one who usually has that stuff. Have you guys ever seen this movie?
Flesh Eater?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you guys got
Flesh
That
Eater?
sounds familiar.
So this movie is produced and like directed by the original zombie from Night of the Living Dead. Me and my friend Rocco just basically call him the Don.
You guys are fucking dorks. And I thought I was.
Yeah, we call him the fucking Don. And in this movie, just go look it up on YouTube. Go look up a couple scenes from it. This fucking guy is he basically was just booked himself into like a Vince McMahon situation where he was just fucking touching naked girls, killing naked girls, sucking naked girls, biting naked girls, like groping naked girls.
Oh
like,
my God.
As this old man zombie. It's just like there's a lot of just like really insane scenes with him in this movie, and it's a crazy movie with a lot of really funny kills and deaths and gunshots. You know, like my favorite, the thing that makes me laugh the most in movies is like ridiculous gunshots. Like, you know, that entire scene from Death Wish 3 where the guy eventually gets blown out of the building with the bazooka or the garage. Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I could watch that fucking 1,000 times and laugh
Right.
as hard as I could, like every fucking time, you know? Yeah, things like that just really.
What about Punisher Warzone where they're jumping across the rooftops and he just shoots like a rocket launcher and blows those parkour guys up?
You know, I never saw that actually. I only saw the only Punisher movie I ever saw was the one with Dolph Lundgren.
I have that on DVD. It's really bad, but you know what? That's my childhood, brother.
Yeah, you know, if you guys like the Punisher,
Fucking love them.
you know, I love the Punisher too.
I got Warzone #1 autographed, and graded. It's fucking like a 9 point something.
I got some. Let me see what I got here. I got pretty much. Wish I could turn the camera this way. I have to like move the box.
Turn the page.
In this box here.
Oh shit! Look at that!
Whoa.
Look at that
This
fucking hot dog body, dude. I love that shit. Dude.
I have pretty much
Oh shit!
Nice.
the original series 2. I'm going back to where
Holy shit.
Warzone 3. 2.
Awesome.
There it is, #1.
Yeah, I have that. I have that autograph by John Romita.
You do?
Yeah, it's
That's
graded.
Sick,
It's
bro.
graded too.
Favorite. John Romita Jr. is my absolute favorite. And this whole box here is pretty much all Punisher. All Punisher.
Sick.
First series, second series, War Journal, and Warzone. Exclusive. All Punisher. Oh, and then there's some like Venom at the end. Oh, there's like a Death of Superman. So, you know, then a couple.
Is that Eric Larson Venom?
Yeah, this is this one here. This is The Enemy Within.
Oh, dude, yeah. Look at the Dracula. Remember
I saw that.
Bram Stoker's Dracula is a great pick.
This is Bob McLeod.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, this is I would see what I started doing was getting them all in story arcs. I stopped going for like the whole series and I just started buying this different story arcs that I like the most. But this, I got a little Venom in this box. But
Fucking awesome.
I had a lot of Venom, a lot of 90s McFarlane Spider-Man.
What about Lobo, dude? Beasley? You a fucking Beasley fan or what?
Nah,
I love Lobo.
too much. This is just some scattered shit in here. Whoa, what the fuck is this? G.I. Joe. Oh,
Gung Ho, man. You should wrestle as fucking Gung Ho for Halloween one year.
Great Anthrax song.
What about Cry for the Indians?
Indians is a great one too. Dude,
It is awesome.
the Dark Horse Alien stuff from back in the day.
Dude,
yeah.
yeah, Dark Horse did a lot with Aliens and Predator, dude. Those crossovers too with Batman were fucking dope.
So somebody sent this to me. I remember this artist on Instagram. I bought this from him, and I keep it in this.
Oh, it's sick.
I know it is sick. I keep it in this like comic.
Oh, yeah.
Comics that just stays fucking preserved.
Good idea.
Fuck is this? There's like more shit back here. I'm finding shit I don't even know I have.
You saw
That's the
are
best.
most of those books all from when you were younger?
No, a lot of them are some from when I was young. Some are from when I was like my early teens,
hell yeah.
Sabretooth.
early teens, mid-teens, and then like early mid-20s. When
I
I
had
started,
that Toy Biz Sabretooth. Remember that first figure?
I have a lot of the X-Men toys from back in the day. I have a lot-
you? Oh,
Yeah. I have a
Second.
lot of the Kenner toys, like all the Alien stuff, all the Terminator 2 stuff.
yeah.
I went crazy buying all that shit at one point, basically like a fucking moron, just wasting my money. Wow, there's a lot of Incredible Hulk in here. Oh, these comics are so fucking dope. Hold on a second. I'm sure you probably know what they are. They're not like super rare or like hard to find or anything, but they're so fucking cool if you're like into the Punisher. Give me 1 second. I think I left one in here.
Dude, I love that story arc they did. Like, what was it? It's been like maybe 10 years ago now, but like Punisher kills.
Punisher Armory.
Oh,
Where they
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
go through all of his fucking like equipment,
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuts and fucking bolts and like every fucking
Look
thing.
at that. Dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the fucking art.
Yeah,
That was Jim Lee, right?
I think so. The must-have book by the ultimate payback warrior. Frank Castle's family, wrong place at the wrong time, cut down by a drug lord's hit squad. Now is the Punisher. Frank uses all the weapons modern science and technology can bring to bear on putting the drug lords and their ilk in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Dude.
Dirty job, and he's doing it. These are his methods and weapons.
I love it. These are his methods.
Dude, like, books look so fucking cool. Like,
That's badass.
Punisher classic, man. That fucking costume is so great.
full of knives.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fucking, what is that? Fucking Uzi? Mac 10 or something?
You know there's a fucking Uzi, a Mac 10. That looks like a staple gun.
Sure,
Yeah,
he got one.
Punisher's in the death matches for real. Dude.
Punisher was fucking killing motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, he was.
He didn't give a fuck. He was
Hell no. Definitely one of my fucking faves. Hey,
Yeah.
brother. So as we fucking get ready to end here, is there anywhere, any kind of merch or anything you got coming up that you want to
No.
fucking
watch me on New Japan Strong, guys. Follow me at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Pretty much the best wrestling company in the world today, my friends.
Yeah. I was at Forbidden Door, dude. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Sure you can see me. So
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah,
Follow me.
brother.
it's at Born Dirty, Die Dirty.
Instagram, yeah. What about on Twitter? Is that your Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter's I mean, I'm sure you'll see my Twitter or whatever. I'm not really on Twitter that much, but
I don't blame you. Neither is Sretton. He's a
follow
ghost.
me on Instagram. I do post a lot about music, a lot about all sorts of stuff we've been talking about today. And yeah, a lot about obviously fitness training, working out, bodybuilding, the gym.
Yeah, that's and like I said, we gotta have you back on again because there's so much more. Dude, I want to get into fucking all that shit. You know, we all want to know how to get fucking jacked up. Like dirty.
That stuff don't come for free, my friend.
No, it does not.
No way.
You have to pay. And I'm not just talking about monetary value. I'm talking about sacrifices that need to be made with your soul.
Yeah, like Skinless. Remember when they had Longstreth from Sacrifice to Survival?
Oh yeah.
From sacrifice to survival.
Life sucks.
Rules.
And then you die, bitch. And then you die. That's why we get high, because you never know when you're gonna go. Everybody, thank you. Fucking follow Chris Dickinson on all the social medias. You know, hey, prowrestlingtees.com/JPWtees. Buy our shirts. We don't make any fucking money doing this. Hey, hit like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on every podcasting platform. Please rate and review because you know it's the right thing to motherfucking do, and support us. Hey, if you're on YouTube right now and you're in the chat, we have super thanks now, so you can fucking tip us. My birthday is October 4th. Give me a fucking $1. You know what I'll do with it? Nothing, because they'll take most of it. Anyways, I appreciate you all. Chris, brother, we have to do this again. It's been a great conversation. There's so much fucking more.
Okay.
Yes. That's it. Until
Brutal.
next time. Wet 'em up.
Yeah.
Wet 'em up. Wet 'em up. Wow.
It's so fucking wet for the dirty daddy. What the fuck are you gonna do when you fucking...
Listen to the next episode because I have nothing else. I fucked up. I botched it. Hey, there you go. Botch. You gonna do sex to me?
How much were you drinking during the show?
Did you like that video? If so, be sure to hit like and subscribe and check out more killer content from your boys at Juice Pro Wrestling. Whoa, yeah!